My name is Amber from Nassau English School London, and I'm here to give you guys a free English class. So for those of you who don't know, I'm an English teacher based in London in the UK, and therefore I teach British English. Today's class is going to be about British slang, British English slang, and I'm hoping it'll be a really fun and interesting class for you guys. All of the slang vocabulary I have chosen is, yes, British, but also I think it is helpful to know, and it's all things that I use a lot in my day-to-day conversation, and I'm not someone who would I wouldn't describe myself normally as someone using a lot of slang. So this should all be very helpful, very useful vocabulary. Okay. As always, if you have any questions during the class, please put it in a comment and I'll do my best to answer any questions. Okay, so it's lovely to see you all. I hope you are ready and you're ready to learn some British slang and practice the British English accent. Let's go. So I'm going to share my screen with you, hopefully. So you can see everything that I can see. There we go. A few technical issues. So, as I said, today's class is on British slang. So I have 10 slang words for you. So the first one is either bog or loo. Bog or loo. This is a noun and it's just another word for toilet. Okay, bog, the bog or the loo. Okay, for me, I would maybe say loo. I wouldn't really say bog, but that's just how I have been raised. In addition to this, you have the toilet roll, or you can say loo roll or bog roll. If you say this to a British person, maybe you're in the supermarket and you want to say, excuse me, where can I find the loo roll or the bog roll? They will definitely understand you. So this is number one, bog or loo. Number two is actually 3 words all about money. So number one is quid, and this is just another word for pound. Okay, in the UK we use pounds as our currency, so quid is another word for this. The other word I have is fiver, and this just means £5. And the final one then is tenner, which means £10. Okay, so if you're in a shop and you say, how much is that? How much is this? Somebody might say, oh, it's 7 quid, £7. It's a fiver, £5. It's a tenner, £10. These are super helpful to know. So you have quid, fiver, and tenner. Okay, number 3 then. I use this a lot, but I know that it is not something that's easy for students to understand and can be a little bit confusing when you first hear it. So number 3 is the adjective knackered or knackering. Okay, like all adjectives, if it is ending in ed, you're using it to talk about a person, and ing about the situation. So knackered and knackering. And this just means very tired or very tiring. Okay, so you could say, learning English is knackering. It's very tiring. Or today I'm knackered, I didn't sleep well. Okay, I really like this one. Try and use it. I know it can be a little bit difficult to pronounce, but it's a really good one to know. So knackered or knackering. Number 4 is for anyone who smokes. This may be extra helpful. And number 4 is fag, and this is another word for a cigarette. Okay, so if you're in a shop, you can ask them, how much are the fags? How much are the cigarettes? In addition, we have a lighter. This is short for a cigarette lighter. And if you're at the pub, maybe you can ask your friend, oh, do you have a light? Do you have a light? This means a lighter for your cigarette or a lighter for your fag. Again, super informal, but very helpful to know. Number 5. Number 5 is a tad. A tad. And this is to mean a bit or a small amount. So it's usually used when we're talking about quantities of things. I could say, I have a tad of sugar in my tea. I normally have a tad of sugar in my tea. A little bit of sugar in my tea. Or someone could say, how are you feeling today? And I could say, oh, I'm a tad tired. I'm a bit tired today. This is really helpful to know. It really makes you sound much more native, will make you sound very British, and it's quite an easy thing to learn. So number 5 is a tad, to mean a bit or a small amount. Okay, moving on is number 6. Number 6 is a fun one, and this is yonks. Yonks. So it's quite fun to say, it's very playful to pronounce. And this just means a long time. A long time. So depending on the situation, you can choose what you consider a long time. Okay, so I could be, I haven't seen you in yonks, it's been weeks, maybe. Or it's been yonks since I had a cup of tea, I haven't had a cup of tea all day. So the time frame you can change depending on the situation, but it just means a long time. I've been teaching English for yonks. Okay, or maybe you've been studying English for yonks. You've been studying for a long time. Okay, moving on, number 7. So we have 2 here, slightly different variations. So you have skive, which is a verb, and you have skiver, which is an adjective. And we use these to mean when somebody doesn't go to work or doesn't go to school because they say they are sick, but really they are fine. As a teacher, I use this a lot. I always say, oh, maybe the student is skiving. Okay, maybe they are pretending to be ill, but really they're shopping. This is super important, I think, to know. Sometimes students will use lots and lots of words to try and describe this situation, and all you need to know is the word skive. Okay, I'm skiving school today. I'm actually going to go to the cinema. I'm not sick, but I'm going to skive. Let me know if you've heard this one before, especially if you studied in the UK. Has anyone ever told you that you are a skiver? Let me know. Moving on then, number 8. This is super British. I don't think anywhere else uses this, any other English-speaking countries, and it's super fun way to talk about being drunk. And so I have 2 pictures on the screen. I have a person with a beer, and I also have a shopping cart, or what we would say in English is a shopping trolley. I don't know where the link comes from, but this is what we're talking about. This is a trolley, and if you say someone is trolleyed, it means they are very drunk. Okay, it's quite a friendly way of saying this, but yeah, it means they're very drunk. Okay, he is trolleyed, he's had 10 beers. I really like this expression. It's very British, and if you say this to a native British English speaker, they'll be very impressed with you. Okay, 2 more. Number 9. Number 9 is the word bloody. I think in TV, especially in America, the UK English speakers have a stereotype that we use this word all the time. And it's true, we do. But I want to explain it because sometimes it can be very confusing for students. So I first should say this is still considered to be a mild swear word, which I mean is a bad word or a curse word. So do be really careful when you use this. With friends and people you know very well, it's absolutely fine. But maybe with older people or in a more formal situation or work situation, I wouldn't use it, just because it can be considered rude by some people. But on the other hand, if you are with friends and you're with people you know very well, you will hear this a lot, and it's mainly used to add emphasis to what can be a very positive situation or to a negative situation. So you'll maybe hear someone say, "Oh, I'm so bloody excited for the football tomorrow. I'm really, really excited." This is in a positive situation, or a negative situation could be, "Oh, I've got bloody work tomorrow. I don't want to go." Okay, so these are just adding that emphasis, but be careful because it is considered a mild swear word, so you just don't want to use it and upset anyone. But if somebody says it to you and they say it, they're probably not meaning it in a negative way. They're using it to add emphasis. This is really fun. Try and practice it with some friends. See if you can get it right and use it in the right situation. Okay, moving on then. Number 10, this is cheerio. Cheerio. And it means to say goodbye and good wishes. Kind of like goodbye in a very positive way. Cheerio. This isn't widely used, but you will hear it, especially say if you study in the UK and maybe you're going to stay with a host family, so somebody who's in their 40s or older, they would maybe use this. So it's really good to know what it means. It's just a very polite and friendly way of saying goodbye, okay, which is cheerio. Cheerio. It's really nice. I like this one a lot. Okay, so they are our 10 British slang expressions. So I'm going to just go over them quickly again, and then we'll do a little quiz. Okay, so very fast then. We had number 1 is bog or loo to mean toilet. And number 2, we were talking about money. So we said quid is a pound, a fiver is £5, and a tenner is £10. Okay, we have knackered or knackering. This means that we are very tired or a situation is very tiring. Number 4, we have fag, which is a cigarette, and a light for a cigarette lighter. Okay, very helpful if you're a smoker. Number 5 is a tad, so this means a bit or a small amount. Number 6 is yonks and means a long time. Number 7 is skive or skiver, and this means that you are not going to work or not going to school, and you are going to tell them you are sick, but really you are just going to do a different activity. Okay. Number 8 is trolleyed. This means you are very drunk, you've had too much wine or too many beers. Number 9 is bloody, which is used to mainly add emphasis to a situation in a positive or negative way, but we do have to be careful with this one because it can be a mild swear word. And number 10 then is cheerio, which is a very positive way to say goodbye. So that is our 10, more than 10 British slang words. So I have a short quiz now for you to see if you can use them in day-to-day conversation. So the quiz is this. I'll give you a sentence or a conversation, and I want you to give me one of the slang words that I have just taught you. So this is the first one, and it says, I'm training for a marathon, but it's blank. And I've given you a clue. We're looking for a word that means very tiring. Okay, let me know what slang word we should be using and I'll go on to the next one. So the question is, I'm training for a marathon, but it's blank. Okay, what slang word would you put here? I'm going to go on now to the next one. The second one is, my sister is a blank. She never goes to school. She tells our mum that she is ill, but she is lying. Okay, what is she doing? What is she? What adjective, slang adjective, could we use to describe my sister? I'll read it again. My sister is a blank. She never goes to school. She tells our mum that she is ill, but she is lying. I can see some correct answers coming through. Well done. Moving on to number 3. This is a conversation. So, do you want sugar in your coffee? Yes, please, but just blank. Do you want sugar in your coffee? Yes, please, but just blank. Okay, what slang word could we use here? And I've given you a small clue in the corner. It means a little. Okay, moving on then, I think is this one. So we have, I'm so excited to go to the cinema. I haven't been in blank. I'm so excited to go to the cinema. I haven't been in blank. Okay, again, you have a small clue. We're looking for a word, a slang word that means a long time. And I think we have just one more. So this is the last one. This top costs 12 blank. Do you think that's too expensive? Okay, we are talking about money. What word would I use here? This top costs 12. Do you think it's too expensive? Okay. What is the word that is missing? Okay, let's have a look at the answers and check if you guys are correct. So the first one is knackering. Okay, knackering means it's very tiring. I'm training for a marathon, but it's knackering. ING, we're talking about the situation. We can say, I am knackered, ED. Okay, you can use both. Knackering and knackered for the same meaning. Number 2, my sister is a skiver. She never goes to school, but she tells our mum that she is ill. She is lying. This one is a skiver. Okay, well done if you got that one correct. Number 3 is a tad. A tad. Do you want sugar in your coffee? Yes, please, but just a tad. Just a little. Number 4. I'm so excited to go to the cinema. I haven't been in yonks. I haven't been in a long time. I haven't been in yonks. And the final one then is quid. This top costs 12 quid. Do you think that's too expensive? This top costs 12 quid. Okay, well done guys if you got these correct. That's the end of the class. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope that you have found it helpful and interesting. I think this is really fun. I love teaching kind of natural British expressions. I think they're really helpful as well. So as always with slang, remember it's an informal, they are informal and we just use them with our friends or our family. Secondly, if you think, oh my goodness, this is so confusing, how do I remember all of these things? If you don't want to use them in your spoken English, that is fine. But if you're coming to the UK, you're gonna hear these things on the street, so it's really helpful to have an idea about them. So thank you very much. That's the end of the class. Cheerio. Have a nice rest of your day, and I will see you on Thursday. Okay, bye bye, cheerio.